Welcome to a special edition of Beachside Chats. I'm your host, John W. Coffey, and I have Police Chief David Butler here today. Chief, that was one heck of a meeting last night, but
Yes, it
we
was.
can say proudly we are a golf cart community today.
Yes, we are.
Chief, um, we have a little bit of time to talk with our residents about what that means. I think where we should start off is what is the difference between a golf cart and a low speed vehicle?
Excellent starting point. Um, Low speed vehicles and golf carts, they can look exactly the same, but they are extremely two different types of vehicles. A golf cart, as it kind of implies, is a motor vehicle that is designed and manufactured for operation on a golf course, um, for sporting and recreational purposes. Whereas a low speed vehicle is, for all intents and purposes, it is a vehicle. Now, I just kind of want to kind of give some of the differences. So, a golf cart, the maximum speed is 20 miles an hour. If it's going faster than 20 miles an hour. If your golf cart can go faster than 20 miles an hour, it's not a golf cart any longer. It could be a low speed vehicle. A low speed vehicle has a maximum speed of 25 miles an hour. If your low speed vehicle can go faster than 25 miles an hour, that's not a low speed vehicle anymore. It could be considered an actual vehicle or an ATV or utility type of vehicle. Some of the differences between a golf cart and a low speed vehicle. A golf cart, you do not need a driver's license to operate that if you're over 18 years old. We'll talk about that in a second. A low speed vehicle, you need a driver's license. Um, a golf cart, you do not need to be tagged or registered, whereas a low speed vehicle, you do. Golf cart, you don't need insurance. A low speed vehicle, you do. Um, Golf carts can only operate on designated streets where the city has deemed it appropriate, whereas a low-speed vehicle can operate on any street with a speed limit of 35 miles an hour or less in the state of Florida. Those are the primary differences. They're so close, in fact, that the Florida state statute for golf carts is 316.212. Low-speed vehicles 316.212.2. So I mean they're right next to each other in the Florida statutes, and I highly recommend it. The citizens kind of look that up, which can be looked up online and kind of review it themselves.
Yeah, I think, Chief, one of the quirkiness is that some low speed vehicles and golf carts can look almost identical.
Identical, yes.
Uh, so, specifically, Chief, where can residents drive their golf carts now?
Yes. So based on the new ordinance, the citizens of Indian Harbor Beach can drive it pretty much on every street within Indian Harbor Beach, with the exception of South Patrick and State Road A1A. There's a little bit of road on Banana River Drive between South Patrick and Mathers Bridge, because that's technically county. So some ask why can't we drive it on South Patrick? Well, because the speed limit on South Patrick is 40 miles an hour, and golf carts can only be operated on streets that cities deem safe that has a speed limit of 25 mile hours or less. And the same for A1A.
Uh, so, you touched on it briefly, Chief. Let's elaborate a little more. Who is allowed to drive a golf cart under our new ordinance?
Yes. So if you are 18 years old and have a valid government ID, you're allowed to drive a golf cart on the roads in Indian Harbor Beach. Now, if you are under 18 but have a valid driver's license or a learner's permit with a licensed driver in the golf cart, you can operate a golf cart on the streets of Indian Harbor Beach. So kind of recap: if you're over 18 with a government ID or under 18 with a driver's license or a learner's permit, you can operate the golf cart.
Pretty basic.
Yep.
What must a golf cart be equipped with to operate on our streets?
Yep. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, there are differences between low-speed vehicles and golf carts. For a golf cart, what you need, it's very minimal. The standards are very minimal. You need efficient brakes. I got to have brakes that work. A reliable steering wheel that works. Safe tires, a rear view mirror, and reflectorized warning devices on both the front and the rear of the vehicle. So those little triangles that you see on golf carts, you got to be on the front and the rear of the vehicle.
Good.
Now, if you are an unlicensed driver, it changes slightly. The city has required that for those that are unlicensed driver, they have to have a little bit more safety devices on their golf cart. For an unlicensed driver, you got to have a headlight. In addition to the other 6 items, you got to have a headlight. You got to have rear view mirrors or passenger side mirrors on both driver and passenger side. Got to have tail lights, front and rear turn signals, side reflectors, not only on front and back, but on the side, um, a horn, and seat belts for unlicensed drivers. So a little bit more requirements if you're not an unlicensed driver.
Good. What about nighttime? Can our residents drive their golf carts at night?
Yes. Under the new ordinance, the city council has approved the operation of golf carts at night. Night is considered from sunset to sunrise. However, your golf cart has to have some additional safety equipment as well. For example, headlights. That just kind of makes sense, right? Headlights, brake lights, turn signals, and a windshield if you're operating it at night.
Good. Um, what are some of the prohibitions in golf cart usage under our ordinance?
Yes, there are some things that I think is important for the community to know, that things that are prohibited. For example, one of them is you can't operate a golf cart on a sidewalk. Only the streets that have been approved. You cannot operate on a sidewalk. The reason being is none of our sidewalks meet the minimum requirements for the operation of a golf cart. And you cannot operate on our walking paths at Gleason Park or any of our parks for that matter. You can, or on the grassy areas in the park, only for operation on the parking lot, the park to go to the park.
So in essence, a golf cart should operate like a vehicle when it comes to our parks.
Absolutely.
You pull in, you park, you get out.
Perfect. Yep, perfect analogy.
Not to be driven around on the grass.
Yes.
Uh, you mentioned, Chief, previously that golf carts aren't allowed to cross South Patrick and A1A. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Yes, sir. So under the current rules and Florida state statutes, golf carts are not allowed to operate uh, to cross state roads unless the Department of Transportation has deemed that crossing to be safe. Unfortunately, right now in the city of Indian Harbor Beach, the Department of Transportation has not authorized any crossing of South Patrick or A1A for golf cart usage. I know the city's working on that. I know we're working with DOT to see if we can't find some common ground on a safe place to cross our golf carts. But currently, as it stands right now, there is no place to cross either South Patrick or A1A. Now, what's important, I think, is important to note is the low speed vehicle can still cross at legalized signalized crossings.
Yeah, so we have low speed vehicle parking at our two beach parks, but that doesn't mean you can drive your golf cart across A1A to our beach park.
That is true. Yes.
Right. And what would be a penalty for violating this ordinance?
So the penalty would be considered a uniform traffic citation. We are not issuing city citations for violations of this ordinance. We would be issuing just your basic traffic violation, uniform traffic citation. It could be, depending on the violation, it could be either a moving or non-moving violation. A non-moving violation has a fine of $119, and a moving violation has a fine of $169. Points may be assessed, so it's important to make sure that that we follow all the rules associated with the state statute, which is in a sense our ordinance.
Yeah, and that's for the safety of everyone involved. Are inspections or registration required under our ordinance, Chief?
No, they are not. So the city had decided that there's no special registration. You don't need a sticker. You don't need you don't need you don't need your golf cart inspected. However, what we are doing is we're offering a volunteer inspection if you would like. You can contact the police department. We will have an officer meet with you at your house or anywhere you would like to meet. City Hall, one of the parks, and we can inspect your vehicle. We'd give you the form. We'd make sure that it meets the minimum requirements. We have a form that we would provide to you. We would keep a copy of it, and it just kind of a peace of mind. It's not required. It's not mandatory. Officers won't ask you if your vehicle has been inspected. It's just something a service that we offer. One thing I would like to remind people: please don't drive your golf cart to the police department to have it inspected, because you're not allowed to drive on South Patrick. So I think that's just an important reminder.
Yeah.
But it's a it would cost free of charge. that point, you can ask the officer any questions that you may have about the ordinance, and it's just a free service.
And they can call your shop here and ask for an officer to come out to their home to inspect their golf cart.
Yes, call the non-emergency number at 321-773-3030, and an officer will have no problem coming out and doing that.
I think you've repeated that number a few times in life. You got that down pat. Any other thoughts or comments, Chief, before we wrap this up?
No, I know this is something that the community has wanted for a long time. And I know the city staff and everyone's worked hard to make this happen. If you have any questions or you're concerned about are you operating illegally, please don't hesitate to call us. We can have an officer meet with you, or you can email me directly at dbutler@indianharborbeach.gov, and I'll get back with you.
So later this summer, the city is going to be having a America 250 celebration in Gleason Park. Date and times to be determined at this point, but I can announce now we are going to have a patriotic golf cart parade as part of that. So as you either buy a golf cart or spiffy up your golf cart, be thinking of joining our parade. And just out of curiosity, rumor has it around City Hall that Lieutenant Carter is asking you to buy him a golf cart that he can put some big fat wheels on and have a stereo so he can go around town. And any truth in that?
I will not either confirm or deny that he has asked that question.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, and together IHB cannot fail.
Thank you.